These are the ingredients to make Talapakatti chicken biryani. So you can pause the video to understand the ingredients better. So I start with chicken, half a kg, bone or boneless, whatever you prefer. And then moving on to the dry ingredients, as you can see in the plate over here, some bay leaves, stone flower, star anise, cloves, cardamom, fennel seeds, and then cashews. So these all are dry ingredients. And moving on to the wet ingredients, you'll be needing some ginger, garlic, and some green chilies and onions, preferably like small onions. And yeah, make sure all of them are fresh. So now you'll be needing to grind both of these ingredients separately. And here are the dry ingredients, and the consistency is somewhat like this, and the wet ingredients. So it's like a paste. Keep everything ready beforehand because it's always better to avoid the hassle. So in a kadai, put some oil, and then following this I added some clarified butter, and I'm using Amul here because I love Amul. So after the oil gets heated well, add the wet masala, and make sure you fry it really well. And so you will be needing to fry about 5 to 6 minutes, so basically until the oil comes out, like separates, you can say. So over here I'm like frying and frying, so you guys have to have a lot of patience with this because yes, it does take time, but then it's totally worth the wait. So following this I added the dry masalas, and again I kept mixing until the oil separates. So at this moment the masala is already very dry, so I added a bit of water to avoid burning, and again keep mixing until the oil separates. And right now it has an amazing color, and I add the chicken pieces. So that's how usually Talapakatti biryani is made, and give it a nice toss and a mix. So after the proper mixing of the chicken pieces along with the gravy, I add some more masalas like mirchi powder, some turmeric. Also added some cumin powder or some jeera powder. Over here I used Everest because I normally use it for all my dishes. And I also added some coriander powder, and then mixed all the masalas together along with the chicken pieces. So at this point of time you can actually smell that biryani aroma in your house, and trust me, it smells so good. Following this I added some salt to taste, and again gave it a good stir. So you'll be needing to stir for about 7 to 8 minutes, and then moving on to the next part. Add a small bunch of pudina and coriander leaves. Well, add only half of it to the mixture. These should be added only after 7 to 8 minutes. Following that, even a small cup of curds, and then continue stirring for about 5 to 6 minutes again. So this is how the mixture looks, absolutely tempting. And over here I used rice, Jeeraga Samba rice, and it's somewhat like this. This rice is specially used for Talapakatti South Indian biryanis. So first I add around 2 cups of water and make sure it first boils properly. So after it gets boiled, then that time I add the rice to the mixture. So as you can see, only after it's boiled the rice is added. And another tip is, if you're adding 2 glasses of rice, you need to add 4 glasses of water. Also check the amount of liquid present in the masala. These measurements can be totally approximate, not that very precise. So after 6 to 8 minutes, the biryani is ready for dum. And I added some coriander and some mint leaves. And again, putting back the lid on for some slow cooking. The next step is completely optional, but I personally like some fried onions with cashews on top of my biryani. And damn, it smells amazing. And you can serve with some lemon and some toppings on top. So it always looks good, and with some raita, of course. So do like and subscribe. I can't believe I'm telling this, but yeah, please do leave a comment so it encourages us to do more.